Hello, my name is Maxine Samone, here to share a touch of Venus with you. I hope that you're having a beautiful night, day, whenever you're seeing this. And my intention is to help you build a better relationship with yourself so you can have a better relationship with the world around you. Let's get into these messages. It's going to be a collective, timeless message. If you're seeing this on YouTube, thank you for being here. I hope that this reading resonates with you. If it does, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, all the beautiful things and free ways to support the channel, okay? Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, guiding beings of light and unconditional love, divine mother, divine father, Holy Spirit. What are the best and highest messages for this collective? So we have life path coming out, and we also have grounding. It did come out in the reverse. Paradigm shift. Look at how beautiful and intense this card is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Life path, grounding, paradigm shift, collective. Let me just take a moment for the cards. Okay, let me just show you. Life path. I love this. And we have the grounding, and it's like you are, it's like you're embodying this. How do I say it? You're going through a paradigm shift, obviously. I mean, I feel like that's so obvious, but it just feels like this collective, you're on another level of embodiment. I don't think that you've been this in alignment before, you know? It just feels intense. It feels really beautiful. Even in this grounding card, we see that it's like her clothes are coming off, which is interesting. Because it's like there's this vulnerability, there's this nakedness, there's this no turning back kind of feeling, you know? Really intense, really beautiful. I feel like the grounding card did come out in the reverse. So as you're going through this paradigm shift, I do feel like that is going to be imperative that this collective gets into a lot of grounding, because you're going to be receiving a lot of information. But let's look at the life path card, number 20. Says your soul purpose is an expression of your authentic self. It includes lessons to learn that will then support you in fulfilling a mission or task that will generate spiritual benefit. The universe provides all that is needed for you to discover and fulfill your sacred life purpose, although how the lessons learned through your various life experiences will ultimately support the fulfillment of your soul mission is not always obvious at the time. There's a situation in your life at this time that is part of your spiritual training to accomplish your soul's higher purpose. Successfully completing this lesson will empower you with the knowledge and skills that are instrumental for you to live your most inspired and beautiful life path. You're in spiritual training. That's the first line it says. So if there's any kind of situation, it's helping you to peel back these layers to help you to be. So if there's any kind of situation, it's helping you to peel back these layers to help you to be in your, helping you to peel back these layers, helping you to be in your embodiment. Sorry, I'm on 20%. So this is going to be a relatively short reading, but this feels like an intense one. So it's going to have some impact. Okay. Although you may not always be able to grasp the entirety of your soul's mission with complete clarity, you may not always understand how situations in your life at this time can be of ultimate benefit to your life purpose. If you continue to move through life as a spiritual school, learning and growing, then you will generate great benefit. Earth School is for the advanced souls. Beautiful. So if there's any kind of uncertainty in your life, know that it is all for your greatest benefit. I mean, we know this, right? On this journey. But it feels like, again, it's this feels like a point of no return. You know, the decision that you are being forced to look at, or the situation they're being forced to look at, it may not even feel like it's connected to your life purpose. Like it could be a relationship thing. It could be a job thing. It could be, you know, seemingly small situation, but the reaction, the body's response to it, and your emotional reaction, the resistance, the amount of resistance that you feel regarding the situation, no matter how small it may feel or look on the surface, tells you how intense this will catapult you in your future. You know what I'm saying? So if it's really difficult for you to say, close the door on something, if it's really difficult for you to leave a certain job, if it's, you know, that is the intensity of that offering that you are making to the universe and making room, the amount of space that you're making room for the next thing, you know. I want to read Paradigm Shift as well, number 4, really quickly. Here we go. You are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Now is the time to challenge old attitudes and question previous expectations. You said you were let go today. While that sucks, at the same time, clearly we are making room for a paradigm shift. And this is what I was saying. It's giving no turning back, no returns, you know. So this is actually a time to celebrate. Congratulations. You might want to pop a bottle real quick, because that means that newer, bigger, better things are on the way. You are in a non-ordinary time where great leaps forward can be made in a moment, and the world you thought you once knew suddenly breaks open. A whole new understanding awaits for you. Okay, let's see. We're going to keep going. Changes in the workspace, changes in our perceived stability always bring us back home to ourselves and what we actually want to do. If we don't allow ourselves to operate from our fear mind, you know what I'm saying, our fear body, if we don't start to get into that scramble mode, if we take a moment of pause that is being gifted to us, that space, that time, and we get in alignment with what we actually want, you know. I know there are some pressures of the world, the 3D world, that make us feel like we don't have that time, even if we do have that time, you know. But I really encourage you to take that time if you can. We have 5th house creativity coming out. This is kind of like going with the life path. We have Saturn truth coming out. So again, being honest with yourself. What do you actually want to do? What do you actually want to create? And then we have 11th house friends. That's interesting because this is the axis of creativity and authenticity. We're dealing with 5th house and we're dealing with 11th house. So that is traditionally the houses of Leo and Aquarius. Those are sister signs. And to me, the thing that they share, because sister signs always share something, they have different perspectives of a situation, but they share something. And to me, it is that self, that authenticity, you know. Aquarius is really known for authenticity, for being the misfit or the outlier, but they always get that attention because they're a trendsetter. You know what I'm saying? Leo, on the other hand, craves that attention and desire, but it's also from being their true selves. You know what I'm saying? When they rise into their higher frequency, they become a leader. They lead from a courageous space. They are all about the creative expression. You know what I'm saying? The creative expression of ideas. Not necessarily, well, I would say Leo rules over creativity. You know, they really do. Although I've always kind of battled that in my own mind, but that's neither here nor there. It's the expression part. That is a big part of the creativity, because you don't want to just create things and just put them down. Like, they're meant to be shared with the world. To me, on the opposite end of that, the sister sign is that those inspiring ideas, those out of the box ideas that Aquarius gives us. You know what I'm saying? The trend setting, the forward thinking. So I find it really interesting that we have the 5th house and we have the 11th house, and right in between it is Saturn, the truth. And it's like being honest about what do you want to create? How do you want to express it? How are you going to show up in the world authentically? Who are you going to connect with through your authenticity, your soul tribe? You know what I'm saying? And this is the shift. This is the shift through your authenticity. And then we have Saturn return age and then Neptune sacrifice. Interesting. Your heart is saying it's time to stop sacrificing me and what we want and what we love. You know what I'm saying? We have Saturn return age and Neptune sacrifice. So again, we have 2 Saturn cards. Saturn return is when you get serious about life. Saturn return is when Saturn returns to that space in your chart, like right back at home where it is. And it creates this seriousness about life. You start questioning, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on my path? We have Saturn return around 18-ish years old. We have one around 30-ish years old. And we have another one like midlife, you know, kind of thing. And so everyone experiences this, whether you know, whether you are, you know, believe in astrology and all the things or not. Everyone seems to go through those cycles right around those times, right? Where they get really serious about the direction of their life, wondering if they're doing the right thing, course correcting if they're not. That is the influence of Saturn. And so we have 2 Saturn cards, and Saturn is asking you, are you on path of doing what you really love to do? If not, it's time to make that paradigm shift and not look back, you know? And then when we have Neptune here, Neptune is that dreaminess, that like imagination. It's also the illusion. And it's like, have you been playing into the illusion of doing things that you feel like is going to create security for yourself, and always feeling like you had to sacrifice something to create that security, which ends up being an illusion anyway? You know what I'm saying? Because anything can be taken from you at any time, you know, when you play into that illusion. But when you create something for yourself, when you live a sovereign life, when you're living in alignment, those things can't be taken from you, you know? And Saturn is asking you to get really serious about what it is that you want to do. And your heart is asking you to allow it to lead you, finally, you know? Because your heart and the way that you feel and the emotion, not just the emotions, but the sensations that you feel in your body. Oh, and then we have second house owning on the bottom of the deck. The sensations that you feel in your body will not lie to you, you know? Your heart doesn't lie to you. It's your mind that tries to tell your heart that it's not smart, that it doesn't make good decisions because of maybe some pain that you've had to go through because you were led to something by your heart. But your heart was always leading you to the experiences that you needed to go through to learn the lessons that you needed to learn. And your brain blames your heart for the pain that you have experienced. But those pains, that resistance, those lessons, that karma that you had to clear was necessary for your soul's evolution. So your heart was never wrong, you know? So we have second house owning on the bottom of the deck. So this, to me, leads to financial increase, you know? It's also about, like, your value system. What do you value at this point in your life? And it's feeling like Spirit is like, you need to be valuing your authenticity. You have to, I feel like it really is interesting to me that this lady, it's like her clothes are coming off in the grounding. It's like really embodying the most authentic version of yourself and allowing people to see you for who you are and really get clear on your value system. How do you want to create your money? What's the energy behind what you do? Is that sustainable? So there's that. Give me a little sippy drink. A little sip. Okay, let's get into the cards, the tarot cards. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the love. Thank you. It's so interesting. These cards are so beautiful to me because even the life path one, Aquarius is also connected to hair. Like Aquarius always gives me like wild hair, you know, like they always change their hair color. They're always cutting their hair, doing something different. They want to look different. They want to be different. They want to be seen. Like you're going to know that I'm different than everybody else, you know? But having the leaves and things growing out of this woman's hair in the life path card, it's like wearing your authenticity like on the outside, you know, like being loud about you being different, you know. But also it's like that grounding, because the right next to it is the grounding card, and it's like, again, embodying this new version of you. So I feel like even you may even feel called to like wear different things, you know. You might be feeling called to like throw out old clothes. Like, again, it's giving like blocking, throwing out things and never looking back, you know. Like, if you have ever had like those clothes in your closet that you're like, maybe one day I'll wear it, like this is cute, but you never end up wearing it, you're kind of at the point where you're like, I'm ready to get rid of all this stuff. It doesn't resonate with me. It's not me. I'm done with it, you know. Like, I feel like you're becoming really decisive, which is beautiful. Give me a second. You have the Hanged Man right here, Pisces card. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Moon. This is definitely giving Pisces energy. We have 2 Pisces cards. Spirit is saying that this period of stagnation will continue until you start to follow your nudges, your creative nudges. This is not a punishment. This is an invitation for you to start creating things the way that you've always wanted to create things. It's, again, Saturn, like, putting the pressure, and the pressure cooker is on, you know what I'm saying? But not in a way that should make you feel scared. They're saying with the Moon card, there's 2 ways you can interpret the Moon. It's intuition, following your intuition, or being afraid of the dark. You know what I'm saying? And so Spirit is saying that your passion, you know, the Knight of Wands, that gumption, that like drive, you know, is what Spirit is wanting you to use right now while you can't see what's going on. That is what is going to lead you to the next thing. It's also going to change your perspective on how powerful your creativity is. It's going to make you value it more. It's going to make you appreciate it more. It's not about outside validation, but I think that it's also going to change your energy levels. You're going to have a lot more energy as you begin to create more. We have Knight of Cups, clarifying Saturn truth. And then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like Spirit is saying that in a loving, the most loving way possible, this holding period is going to be as long as you need it to be for you to follow your creative nudges, because we have the Six of Swords in reverse. We're not going anywhere until you follow those creative impulses. This is clarifying Saturn truth. Until you start to value what your heart has to say, where your heart's trying to lead you, you are going to be facing yourself, your own blockages within self. And then we have the Judgment card. And as soon as you can start working on those things, we have Judgment, and then we have 10 of Cups. And this is clarifying 11th house friends. You will expand. Your social circle will expand. This is also kind of giving that, again, I was really emphasizing the creative expression part. So it's not just about doing the creative thing. It's creating something sustainable around your creative thing. So a tangible action step like this would be like sharing on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like creating that business, you know, doing that thing that you've always wanted to do. And Spirit is saying when you finally start to do that, when you start to send out this call, this is when you are going to experience that emotional fulfillment, because you're going to connect with your soul tribe. I know that we hear this a lot, and it just feels like I feel like that part of the message feels a little cliche, but I also feel like, and then I get another notification that says, keep your timeline ? It's like, are you committed to your old timeline? Or are you going to create what you say that you want to create? You know, Spirit is kind of, like I said, it's the pressure cooker is on to basically get you to really like rise into this and to trust your intuitive abilities. I feel like as well, I feel like as well, is creating a home, creating a safe space for your ideas. It's like creating the structure for them to exist in. So maybe while you were occupied, you know, working your regular job or whatever it was of the old paradigm, you know, of your old timeline, maybe it was taking a lot of your time up to where you couldn't lay the foundation correctly, you know, or maybe you were rushing through things or skipping steps. Spirit is saying that with Saturn return age, this is a moment to come back around and look at the foundation, because we have the King of Cups here. That is masculine energy that holds space for emotion, creativity, you know, things like that. And we have right here the Two of Wands. This is about decisiveness, you know, the plan. So how can we create stability, a foundation for this beautiful creative energy to flow in and to be in flow? As I say that, I hear, like, I don't know if you can hear the trickling of, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a little fountain right here. It's like we want the water to be in flow. You know what I'm saying? We want our emotions to be in flow. We want our ideas to be in flow. We want our abundance to be in flow. And so with those cards, we have the Four of Wands. This is literally about a home. You know, how can we create stability, a home for these things? So yeah, there's a little bit of an invitation. Not even a little. This is a big invitation. Like, this is an invitation you clearly cannot ignore, because they're saying, like, we're not letting you get to skip past this anymore, because this is actually aligned with your soul's desires. There are things that I think at the forefront of your consciousness that you want to manifest. And yeah, those things are good, but those are almost like the rewards that come with doing what you love to do. Like, okay, like, I want a new home. I want a new car. I want these things, you know? And I feel like also the collective just wants peace and all of those things too. But what do you actually want to do? The desire, the passion, the action. What do you want to do every day? You know what I'm saying? Are you being honest? Are you looking at the thing that you want to do every day? You know? And I feel like that is the thing that's kind of scary to look at, because maybe you have an idea, but it's not fully baked. Again, it's like life path. It's like you have an idea, but it's not fully baked. And Spirit is saying it's not fully baked because you haven't actually started trying to do it yet. So we haven't been able to, like, send you more messages because you haven't even started the process. Or maybe you started building some foundational things, but then you put it to the side all the time. You know, it's giving like third party energy with your dreams. And it's like, we don't like being in third party energy in our relationships. Why would we want to be in third party energy with our dreams? You know? As I say that, we have the Devil in reverse. Clarifying Neptune sacrifice. Again, releasing the illusion and inviting in imagination. Let me see. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. You got to give a little to get a little. Yeah, I said that right. You got to give a little to get a little. Give a little to get a little with the universe. And that's why I was saying the intensity, the resistance that you feel lets you know how big of an offering it is when you do said thing. You know, that's how spirit, that's how the universe measures your offering. If this is like really difficult for you to do, that's a beautiful offering, showing that you are committed, that you are willing to face your fears, that you're willing to release yourself from an illusion. And then boom, more freedom, boom, more abundance, boom, more sovereignty, more ideas. You know, that is the give. It's not like tangible things like, okay, I want to manifest more money, so I'm going to put more money in my money bowl and hopefully that turns into more money. It's like, no, the emotional, like, give. You know what I'm saying? The breaking free is the give. As I say, then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. You know what you need to be giving right now. You're not confused. The Lovers. You know what choices are on the table right now. You know where your heart is trying to lead you right now. The Six of Cups. You know where your inner child is trying to lead you right now. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. Your inner child's like... I just got like, it's funny because it's like the inner child, but it's also like a school reference of like the teacher's like, I'll wait. Like, I'm not fighting with you anymore. This is the time period that we're in. We're in this holding period because you refuse. Like, spirit is like, I'm saying to myself, I'm saying to the collective, you refuse, you know what I'm saying, to just do what you love to do because there's so much fear around the unknown. And your inner child is almost like mimicking a teacher being like, I'll wait until you're ready. I'll wait. And then it's like, okay, you're starting to get your act together. And now they're like, okay, let's create. Let's do something fun, you know? As I say that, the high priestess. You know, in your heart of hearts, you know. And if you feel like you don't know consciously, if this is not giving you, like, if you're not receiving any kind of like sensation or thoughts popping into your head while you're listening to this, then it's time to go into seclusion, go into isolation, but go into meditation and just sit with yourself, invite your inner child in, invite your higher self in, and ask, like, what wants to work through me? What is my soul's desire? I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling clear. Spirit, can you show me? Can you illuminate to me my soul's deepest desire so I can get to work on it, you know? As we say that, the Wheel of Fortune comes out. This is the time. This is a timing thing. Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. So whatever is happening at this time, it's aligning you with your life path. King of Pentacles and the Star. King of Pentacles and the Star. Five of Pentacles in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. You just need to be confident. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck. You need to be confident. But we have the King of Pentacles and the Star. That's a lot of stability, making the right choices, making the right investments. A boss, you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur. And then we have the Aquarius, like that Aquarius energy again, showing up again, your future forward. Maybe that's also a thing. It's hard to put your finger on your life path because it hasn't been created. You are the blueprint. There is no blueprint for you to look at right now. You're on the leading edge. You're embodying that Aquarius energy. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to like look around and be like, what do I do next? Because your higher self is the only one that knows what needs to be done. You know this though, like it lives within you. You've already accomplished it somewhere in the ethers, you know what I'm saying? But you have to be able to ground that energy into this timeline right now. So I say that we have the Page of Pentacles. That seed has already been planted. Your damn mind. Your mind is really what's tripping you up right now. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. We have the Emperor in reverse. We have the Strength in reverse. And then we have the Seven of Cups. You are not confused. There is a boss version of you right now that is just waiting to merge with you currently. And your ego, the old version of you, is just waiting to merge with you currently. And your ego, the old version of you, is holding... The old version of you, your ego, is holding on so tightly to this confusion, knowing, especially if you're a part of this collective and you're into your spiritual things and you do your meditations and things, knowing that whenever you ask spirit a question, it gets delivered. Literally 24 to 48 hours max. You know what I'm saying? A dream, same night type of vibe, you know? So it's like, if not, then it's going to be delivered. So it's like this state of confusion and control is a thing of your mind and the ego. And it's like, we don't want to say that out loud because that would mean that we would have to make a decision outside of that comfortable box, you know, but it's coming out in the reading very clearly that it's like this confusion game that we're playing with ourselves. Of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay. If you genuinely don't know what to do, then you need to ask. you know? But I don't feel like you don't know what to do. I feel like you do know what you want to do. You do know what you want to do. You do know what you need to do. You're just not doing it because it's an old version of you that's really asking you to look back. But I feel like there is no looking back. Yeah, Three of Swords. There's a part of you that is essentially dying, you know? There's a lot of grief around that old version of you. And you know, old versions, old things, they die kicking and screaming. You know what I'm saying? Five of Cups in reverse. That's what I'm talking about. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Keeping ourselves stuck. So we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. We need to pour into ourselves. We need to sit with that version of ourselves that's like kicking and screaming. And really it's facing, it's not real. Like this feeling of ending, of death. You know what I'm saying? Of grief. That's not a real thing. That's why it's showing up in our field, you know? But we need to practice that emotional alchemy work that we know how to do, and really talk to that version of ourselves and say, like, we can thank it for what it's done, for the old ways of doing things, you know what I'm saying? For showing up in the way that it showed up for us, because it got us to where we are. But we're ready for something new. We're ready to shed this skin. You know what I'm saying? We're ready to drop that mask. And we're ready to stand in our authority as well, because we're not confused, you know? It kind of reminds me, I just had a conversation with my son, just trying to, small things, you know, small messages that Spirit sends, you know, little things from the universe through. But we're just trying to make some macaroni and cheese. I was trying to tell him, like, this is what you do, right? This is what you do. But I stopped telling him, you know, because we've done this multiple times. I've seen him make it before. I feel like he was in this weird defiant energy, and he was like just doing things the wrong way to prove a point. And so I snapped on him. But when he like got upset about the fact that I snapped on him, he like shut down. He like did not want to participate in making, and he started to act like he didn't know what was going on. He acted like he didn't know what to do. Like the water was boiling. I'm like, okay, what do you do next? He's like, I don't know. He like was he was like freezing on his face, like he was checking out or something. And I'm like, Xavier, you cannot check out. You can't just check out in life. You know what I'm saying? Because you are acting like you don't know what to do. You know what to do. If the water is hot and you have to drain the noodles, what do you need to get? What do you need to do next? What is the next step? And that's kind of like the vibe that Spirit is giving you. It's like kind of taking a step back and looking and allowing you to be in this position of making your own decisions and being like, okay, if this is what we're at, where we're at, what do you need to do next? And you have to use your own decisiveness and intuition to determine those things, you know? But that does not mean that you're alone or that you're essentially making your macaroni and cheese by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It just means that they're empowering you to do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And to not freeze up anymore in life or to check out, you know? This is how we really start to become embodied in our power. Let me see. I only have a few more minutes left because my phone's like 8%. You said your messages resonate. I love that you're here to catch them. If they are resonating, you know, I do have a bunch of timeless collective messages. Like I have like 114 videos on YouTube. If you feel called to like go through them, you can just shuffle and let Spirit deliver a message to you, you know? If you want to subscribe there, then you can stay up to date. But yes, or if you're interested in a personal reading, you can only book them through touchofvenus.com. Anybody else reaching out to you is a scammer, okay? Affirmations. Let's see. I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. So maybe you're also picking up on other people's confusion as well. You're not confused though, so we've clarified that. My greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. Again, allowing ourselves to be in authenticity. And all that I love is more important than all that I fear. That is one of my favorite ones in this deck. And there is no such thing as a mistake. Everything happens in divine order. I'm being guided to learn and grow. Beautiful. Let's get one more. One more. When I move my body, I feel empowered, cleansed, and strong. Thank you for the gifts. Yes. When you move your body, if you're feeling really, really anxious, like if you're getting in that space of freeze, you know, or if you are feeling like just too many thoughts going on in your head, I always say, you know, pausing and getting in that meditation. It really depends on the sensations that you're feeling in your body. If you're feeling like this fight or flight thing, then we've got to do some breathing, you know, exercises to tell our body, to signal to our brain that we're in a safe space. And then we can start to have that conversation with ourselves. But if you're feeling like a lot of anxiety, like even if you wake up in the morning, I would recommend like saying like move your body. It will help with like releasing that extra energy, you know, because sometimes we can just like take it on from the day before and then it just keeps going and keep going. It is safe to ask for help. People want to support me. So I feel like that's a beautiful one to end the reading on, but specifically it's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. I feel like even putting yourself out there, you know, I don't know exactly what you would need help with specifically. I feel like this could also be encouraging more communication with your spirit team. But I do feel like when it says people want to support me, like allowing yourself to be seen, to be supported in a way. Like for instance, if you do have a business, being comfortable with being like talking about this is my price for my services. This is like where you book a reading. This is what you do. This is what, you know, and being comfortable even like voicing that and putting yourself out there. Because there are people that are aligned with you that want your ideas, that want your services, that want, you know, we have to move into that, again, paradigm shift, mindset shift of, I'm here to accomplish something. I'm here to be of service in some way. And my time, my energy is valuable, you know, and it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Like we saw the Six of Pentacles. It's like it's reciprocity. You said, thank you for that, Ashe. Yes. You're so welcome. I hope that this helped. Like I said, if you are interested in looking at any other messages, I have a ton of them on YouTube. But yes, I'm about to hop off here. I hope that you guys have a beautiful night. Thank you for joining. Bye.